This episode is going to piss a lot of people off. Good. If you get offended easily, that's not a personality type. That's just a sign you haven't faced yourself yet. We're talking about how a lack of discipline makes you ugly. Not just less polished. Not just needing a glow-up. Ugly. Unattractive. Less respected. Inside and out. And I'm going to break it down in two ways. 1. How other people see you. 2. How you see yourself. Because attractiveness isn't just about your face or your body. It's about how people experience you and how you experience yourself. Here's the core truth underneath all of it. Attraction is built on respect. If you respect someone, they become more attractive. If you respect yourself, you feel more attractive. If you don't respect someone, they can be the hottest person alive and something in you goes. No. If you don't respect yourself, no amount of makeup, surgery, gym sessions, or clothing will ever feel like enough. You will always feel like you're wearing a costume over insecurity. And here's the part people hate hearing. You do not get self-respect without going through hard shit. There is no shortcut, no affirmation, no manifestation, no gentle healing ritual where you light incense and suddenly feel powerful. Respect is earned by doing hard things. By doing what you don't feel like doing. By holding yourself to a standard when nobody's watching. If you're fragile and you want comfort, click off. This is for people who actually want to grow. Chapter 1. How other people see you. Let's start with the most triggering one. Your body. Your body is your lifestyle made visible. It is a visual summary of your discipline, your impulses, your coping mechanisms, and your self-respect. People won't say it out loud, but they absolutely judge it. And so do you. A strong body is a silent flex. Not because it's pretty, but because it's evidence. A strong body says, I can delay gratification. I can do things I don't feel like doing. I can tolerate discomfort on purpose. I keep promises to myself. I don't abandon myself when I'm tired or emotional. That's hot. That's attractive because it screams stability, strength, survival, and reliability. People pretend it's about aesthetics. It's not. It's about what the body proves. You can wear a Rolex and people will think. Money. But anyone can get money through debt, luck, inheritance, or scamming. You can't fake a disciplined body long term. Your physique is your habits carved into flesh. Yes. Genetics exist. Some people win the lottery. Some people are naturally lean, some are naturally proportioned. Sure. But here's the truth. Nobody with a good body got it for free. Even genetically gifted people have daily habits that support it. They don't call it discipline because it feels normal. But it's still structure. The rest of us who didn't get lucky, we have to work harder to undo bad habits, bad conditioning, bad patterns, bad genetics. That's not unfair. That's just your starting line. The respect factor. When you walk into a room with a body that required effort, people clock it instantly. Not always consciously, but instinctively. They categorize you as more controlled, more serious, less sloppy, less impulsive. People see the way you treat yourself and assume that's the standard you enforce. If you treat yourself with care, they know you won't tolerate being treated like trash. If you respect yourself, they know they can't walk all over you. And no, this doesn't mean people with weight issues have no value, or sick people deserve shame. That is not the point. I used to be out of shape. I used to look like shit. I had misplaced confidence. Loud on the outside, weak on the inside. People treated me differently. I treated myself differently. I felt different. Now, having gone through the process, my words about discipline hit harder because my body backs my mouth. That's credibility. If someone talks about money but is broke, You don't take them seriously. If someone talks about mental toughness but collapses under inconvenience, you tune them out. Discipline validates your voice. Chapter 2. Your relationship with food. Most people don't have a food problem. They have an emotional tolerance problem. You get upset. You want comfort. You eat. You get stressed. You want relief. You eat. You feel lonely. You want distraction. You eat. And for a few minutes, you feel better. So you convince yourself it's self-care. It's not. It's self-abandonment disguised as relief. Because once the food is gone, the consequences remain. You threw your goals away for 10 minutes of comfort. You reinforce the belief. When I am in pain, I betray myself. You trained your brain that feelings outrank commitments every single time. That's what makes it unattractive, not the food, the pattern. If every time you're emotional, you destroy your progress, you signal that you are not trustworthy under pressure. And that's how people read you, even if they don't say it out loud. If you can't hold discomfort without self-destructing, why should anyone attach their life to you? Why should anyone rely on you? Attraction isn't just, are you hot? It's, if I connect with you, am I safer or more at risk? Undisciplined people are walking liabilities, walking red flags. And deep down, they know it. Chapter 3. People read how you treat you. Here's human nature. People predict how you'll treat them by watching how you treat yourself. If you don't keep promises to yourself, if you don't protect your time, if you don't respect your body, if you don't respect your mind, if you constantly choose comfort over growth, people don't think, wow, they're so chill. They think, this person doesn't honor anything deeply, not even themselves. If you abandon you will abandon them. If you betray you will betray them. On the flip side, when you're disciplined, you show up even when you don't feel like it. You follow through on plans you made with yourself. You maintain standards when you're tired or emotional. That makes you safe. Safe to love, safe to invest in, safe to trust, controlled. Committed people are attractive because they signal, if I care about you, I will not collapse at the first sign of discomfort. That's rare. That's hot. Chapter 4. Achievements as a mirror of character. Let's talk about achievements, not because a title makes you better, but because anything earned through effort is another form of evidence. You don't get a degree by accident. You don't build a business by accident. You don't master a craft by accident. You have to show up repeatedly. You have to push through resistance. And then you have to finish things you don't feel like finishing. You have to operate under pressure. That's what people respect. That's what makes you more attractive. When people find out you've built something, their perception of you shifts immediately. Oh shit, you're a nurse. Oh damn. You run your own business. Oh wow. You post every week and haven't quit. Instant respect bump, not because of the flex, but because of what it reveals. It reveals discipline. It reveals consistency. It reveals sacrifice. It reveals drive. It reveals humility. It reveals grit. That is far more attractive than, I'm cute and I post thirst traps. Look at anyone who's actually built something online. From the outside, it looks easy. From the inside, it takes constant pressure. You deal with judgment. You deal with hate. You deal with self-doubt. You deal with inconsistency. You deal with algorithms. You deal with creative blocks. You deal with your own mental breakdowns. Discipline sits underneath all of it. Even content creators who are just hot get respected more than people think. Because it still takes discipline to look like that. To maintain that. To post that. To brand that. To deal with the volatility. Respect equals attraction. And attraction equals power. Chapter 5. Your character is what makes you beautiful. Now we flip the lens inward, because the most important part of all of this is how you see yourself. Your character is what makes you beautiful, or what makes you ugly. I don't care what you look like. If your character is weak, if your character is unreliable, if your character is chaotic, if your character collapses under pressure, you will never feel attractive in your own skin. You will always feel like you're hiding. You will always feel like you're pretending. You will always feel like your beauty is rented. But when your character is solid, when you know you are reliable, when you know you are disciplined, when you know you are loyal, when you know you are consistent, when you know you don't abandon yourself, you move differently. You breathe differently. You speak differently. You operate differently. You no longer crumble when someone hotter walks into the room. You no longer panic when someone chooses someone else. You no longer beg for attention. Because in your head, it becomes, okay, maybe they're hotter than me, but they don't out-character me. They don't out-discipline me. They don't out-respect me. And they don't out-love me. You stop begging the world to choose you because you chose yourself first. That is confidence. Not Instagram quotes. Not I'm a queen energy. Not affirmation addiction. Real confidence is quiet. Real confidence is earned. Real confidence is built on proof when your character is strong. Every insecurity becomes a so what. You're not that pretty. So what? I'm dependable. You're not that tall. So what? I show up. You're not their type. So what? My type is people who value substance. And here's the twist. When you hit that level, people start seeing you as physically more attractive because character changes posture. Character changes presence. Character changes the energy in your face. Confidence makes bones look better. Confidence makes eyes look sharper. Confidence makes skin look brighter. Confidence makes movement look intentional. Most glow-ups don't happen in the mirror. They happen in the mind. Chapter 6. Showing up for yourself. There is one thing that instantly makes someone ugly. Being unreliable. If you are unreliable with other people, they stop trusting you. If you are unreliable with yourself, you stop trusting you. Every time you say you'll go to the gym and don't. Every time you say you'll change and don't. Every time you set a goal and abandon it. Every time you choose comfort over commitment. You send this message inward. My word means nothing. That's why you feel like shit. Not because you're lazy. Not because you're broken. Because your nervous system knows your promises are empty. Self-esteem comes from self-evidence. If you don't generate any, you don't get any. The reverse is just as powerful. When you show up for yourself, when you follow through, when you do what you said you would do, you prove. When I speak, I follow through. That builds self-trust, and self-trust is insanely attractive. People who trust themselves walk taller, talk calmer, think clearer. They don't need validation, because they already validated themselves through behavior. Chapter 7. Discipline over emotion. Here's the blunt truth. If your emotions run your life will always be small. Feeling tired is not a valid reason to abandon your goals. Feeling sad is not a valid reason to destroy your progress. Feeling scared is not a valid reason to stay the same. You are allowed to feel everything. Feel exhausted, feel irritated, feel heartbroken, feel overwhelmed. But after that, the work still has to get done. Disciplined people feel the same emotions as undisciplined people. They just don't obey them. When you stop letting emotions dictate your actions, something shifts. You stop being afraid of your own moods. You stop being afraid of bad days. You stop being afraid of not feeling like it. Because you've proven. I don't have to feel like it to do it. That creates stability, and stability is attractive as hell. Unstable people are exhausting. Stable people are magnetic. Chapter 8. How to make discipline easier. Most days you won't feel like doing what you need to do. I don't feel like working out most days. I don't feel like producing content every week. I don't feel like doing the boring tasks. But I do them because of two things: track record and investment. Track record gives you evidence. Evidence gives you confidence. Confidence gives you momentum. If you've gone to the gym for 30 days in a row, on day 31, your brain says, "This is who we are. We do this." That's why the start is the hardest. You have no proof yet. You have to act first. Believe later. The second trick is investment. The more you invest, the harder it is to quit. Time, energy, money, effort. If you invest enough, the pain of quitting becomes worse than the pain of continuing. That's how you keep going without motivation. You look at everything you've already poured into it and think, we are not stopping now. Chapter 9. Taking care of your future self. One of the most attractive things you can do is look out for your future self. Do you leave messes for them? Do you leave problems for them? Do you leave abandoned goals for them? Or do you do something today so they don't have to suffer tomorrow? Discipline says, I love my future self enough to do what hurts now so they don't have to clean up my disaster later. When you live like that, you start feeling affection for yourself, not ego. Affection. Because you experience your own love directly. Chapter 10. Final reality. Check. Before I do something I don't feel like doing, I tell myself one sentence. You're going to be happy you did this later. And I always am, every single time. Tomorrow me is always grateful. Summary. Lack of discipline makes you ugly because it makes you unsafe, unreliable, chaotic, small, and untrustworthy. Discipline makes you attractive because it builds respect, builds self-trust, builds stability, builds character, builds confidence, builds a body, builds a life. That's why discipline is hot, and why comfort is not.